Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Good evening, Steelers Nation. What seems to be like another night in the garage. I need to start getting drunk, man. I am so tired of the tabloids, the papers. I feel like we are now the poster child of the NFL. But before we break into all that, without further ado, I want to introduce the producer, the man,
What's
the
up,
myth,
man?
the legend, looking for a job, by the way, still. So,
Yeah, still job hunting.
producer, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Still
I'm ready to
job
get into
hunting.
this Rodgers news.
You're ready to do what?
Learn all about Rodgers and why he's not with us yet.
Learn all about Rodgers and why he's not with us yet.
Yep.
I tell you what, we definitely have a lot to talk about tonight. I mean, a couple of discussions. Of course, here we are. Discussions. We've got more rumors today. Now there's a tight end. Like we need another tight end. But okay, we're going to discuss that. We got some OTAs to talk about. We got a little started. That's right. We still do not have a quarterback. Why? Because we don't. That's why. And then, of course, we're going to talk about head cases. And the biggest head case we're going to talk about is Aaron Rodgers. Because, the more I dig into this guy, the more I'm thinking to myself, what the hell are we doing? But before we do all of that, I just want you guys to know, without your help out there, we are starting to tear up YouTube. So I appreciate all you guys out there listening to us. And I please encourage you to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, whatever it all means, because I sure in the hell don't know what it means. I'm sure the producer does, but I sure the hell don't. All I know is it makes somebody feel very, very good about themselves. I just think that is pretty cool that we're reaching that many people. With all that being said, let's talk about the latest rumor, man. Jonelle Smith. Do you know who Jonelle Smith is, producer?
Jonas Smith, he's some tight end that I was learned about earlier today when Adam Schefter reported that we're actually talking to the Dolphins about acquiring him.
You learned about him just today?
Pretty much.
Absolutely today. You had no idea who this cat was prior to today. Are you living in a rock? You living in a cave? Has school really went ahead and kept you like tied up? What's going on?
I was focusing on my studies. That's why.
I was focusing on my studies. That's why.
Yeah. Got to tune out the noise.
You had to tune out the noise. That's a very, very good question. I mean, a very good answer. So, of course, for all those who don't know, Mr. Smith is a 6'3", 248 tight end from Miami. He was, of course, went to Florida International, grew up in Philly, and he's evidently on the trade block for the Miami Dolphins. Now, he is a little undersized as far as tight ends go. He did start his career with the Tennessee Titans. I believe he was drafted by another former Steeler, which was help me out here, linebacker. He's now with New England. Look at producer. I just want to see if he's paying attention, guys.
I forget.
What do you mean you forget? You don't know who the coach was? You don't remember the coach? His name was like Mr. Grable.
Oh,
forgive me, folks. I'm dealing with the handicap tonight.
Mike Grable.
Yeah, Mike Grable. There you go. He was a Steeler. Don't you remember?
Oh, now I remember.
Oh, now you remember. It's all coming back to me just like that.
I'm very forgetful, man.
Very forgetful. Now, the thing that gets me is this was reported, from the Miami Times down there, and I'm just not sure what to make of this. Look, we've all wanted to get the tight ends involved now for the last decade. All right, we got Arthur Smith. We thought, hey man, we've got some tight ends. He brought a tight end along with him. We're gonna maybe get this going. We didn't see shit with the tight ends. We're afraid to throw over the middle. What do we need another tight end for?
We need another tight
Is
end
he
to
gonna,
waste them. I'm
is he
not sure if
gonna
you
go?
saw it, but when he was with the Falcons, he used to waste Kyle Pitts and his talent too.
Well, you know what? There's probably some truth to that he did waste Pitts' talent over there. But I guess my question is we don't even have a quarterback. Is this guy going to play quarterback for us? Maybe.
Maybe. I hope so.
You hope so. Now, I will say, last year he did finish, with 88 receptions, you know, um, 8 touchdowns, 884 receiving yards. He looked like he was part of the 8 club, 8 across the board. And he ranked second on the team, and he was fourth among all tight ends. So from a paper standpoint, all right,
Mhm.
not too bad. I could dig this. I mean, maybe they're looking at it in case, Connor goes down or Highsmith, or I'm sorry, if Firemouth goes down, or even Mount Washington, who we don't even know if the guy can really play tight end. We know he can block. We know he's the size of Mount Washington, but do we really know if he can catch the damn ball?
Maybe sort of. He did catch a few nice balls, I thought.
He did catch a few nice balls, but my point is man, he's underutilized
Mhm.
tremendously, and I guess we can't find a number 2 wide receiver, so we're looking at Juno Smith. I
Mhm.
don't know, man. I'm not quite sure. I'm digging this, not digging this. I don't know what it's going to cost for us to give him up. Right now, I think he's making what, like
Four and a
uh,
half right now.
4.5 million. He's
Mhm.
got 9 million on a 2-year contract. So I mean, it's really hard to say. Um, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I'm kind of just baffled that this has even come up.
Well, we do need more pass catching options, but I was hoping to be more of a wide receiver than a tight end who would be kind of redundant with Pat Freiermuth already in the building.
Already in the building.
Mhm.
Well, he does have 7 years underneath his belt. Again, from Titan. He did have a year in Atlanta underneath Arthur Smith where he got 3 touchdowns and 582 yards before he went off to Miami. And he played a little bit with New England. And let's face it, the hoodie couldn't do anything with him either. So I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem like this is a great pickup, but I'm sure there's others out there that disagree.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to spend much time on this unless you got something else to say.
Well, I'm just happy that we're looking for somebody because we need more pass catching options, no matter who it is at this point.
Well, I think if we bring him without a quarterback, knowing who it's going to be, we could potentially just be wasting that.
Mhm.
However, we are in OTAs. This is where we're starting to look for our wide receiver too. Something that plagued us last year, or so everybody said. I don't think it really plagued us that last year. I think what plagued us the most, which is what I really want to talk about first, is
Mhm.
the offensive line. I think we were really looking forward to Troy Fontenot coming on strong. We were looking for Broderick to take the next step, and we had a new center. We were really concerned, was he going to be successful or a flop? And how do you think he fared?
Frazier, he's probably one of the best centers in football now.
I tell you what, he's definitely looking like he could potentially be the best center in football right now. I think he's got a little ways to go, but I'm really interested to see how this offensive line gels. And the other thing I'm curious, did you see where Broderick he's down a size there. He lost a little weight there, producer.
Yeah, I'm getting jealous. He trimmed down about 20 pounds. He looks good out there.
20 pounds and looks good. I kind of like that. I mean, look, he was a big boy as it was. He's got a pretty good punch. But, being on the left, man, he's going to be facing some pretty good speed rushers. I could think of one right now in Miles Garrett and another one in Max Crosby. I mean, So it's probably good that he shaved a little bit of weight. Hopefully it relates into a little quicker off the ball. So I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm
Mhm.
also trying to see if Troy Fontenot is fully recovered from his knee injury last year.
Well, man, he actually looks pretty explosive out there on the field. What we've seen so far, I'm hoping he's back from to full speed at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, he looked really good. He was moving around. I didn't see any. It didn't look like there were any limitations in his movement.
Well, and it is early yet. Remember, we
Mhm.
are only in uh, football
OTAs.
with shorts on right now.
Yeah.
There are no pads, so it's all looking good. Now, another thing, everybody's getting to see Roman Wilson. And they're saying he's looking pretty sharp with crisp roots. Now, remember last year he had the ankle and hamstring injury, right? And
Mhm.
then he was on IR, and then he come back, and we were dying for a number two wide receiver that everybody said we needed. We picked up Mike Williams. We thought it was great. Beautiful 69-yard pass, touchdown. The gods had answered our prayers. We're going to the Super Bowl. And then after that, we didn't see Wilson, and we didn't see Mike Williams. And we were told Wilson just wasn't smart enough yet to play NFL football last year. He had some learning to do. So I guess he must have learned. Do you think they
Well, he had a
learned him
full
well?
offseason to learn the NFL, so I'm hoping he learned something between last offseason, this offseason. He's ready to go this year.
That's it? Boy, folks, I
Well,
want you to
he
know
also
this
looks
is
a
my
lot
new
faster.
AI guy. He was hijacker, aka producer. Now he's
Yep,
watch it.
I'm the AI
Watch.
system.
He's my AI system. Look how robotic he sounds. Say something, AI.
Mm. What's up? Is it? Why did the audio
Are
go
you
off?
No, you are like direct type, man. You are like laser focused here. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I want to hear your laser focus on our 10 plus year vets that decided not to attend OTAs at this time. And I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's not underneath contract. Who hasn't showed up yet?
Well, three guys haven't showed up is Isaac Samalu, who wasn't here on day one, and then Darius Slay, he missed day one as well. Cordell Patterson was also gone. Those three guys they've been in this league quite a while. I don't think they need to show up, especially when guys like Spencer Anderson can get some reps while Samalu's out, or guys like Corey Trice can get reps while Slay's missing OTAs.
What about Patterson? Who's going to take his reps?
Patterson? Oh, Caleb Johnson can step in, take some of those reps. If
Oh, Caleb Johnson step in. I like the way you're thinking. And you know what? I
Yep.
think you're absolutely right. Those older
All right,
guys,
there's one more
they don't
guy.
need
Actually,
the
TJ
rep.
Watt wasn't there.
Oh, TJ Watt. Wait a minute. TJ Watt's
He's
not
holding
there?
out, I think.
Are you sure he's holding out? I tell you
Holding
what,
out, holding in, something of that.
JJ's mum's the word with JJ.
Yeah. He's
Did
looking
you
for
see
another
that?
new contract. Yeah.
Looking for another new contract. All right, so here's the question. He's definitely a little bit older than some of the edge rushers that got signed to huge contracts. We know that Pittsburgh likes to take care of their own. Do we see Watt getting a contract extension this year that'll wrap him up for probably the next 3 years?
I'm hoping we do. We should get like what 40 mil plus more than what Garrett got. I think they'll get it done this summer, hopefully.
Now, when you say 40 plus, are you saying like 40.5? You thinking 41? Or do you think that we go ahead and reset the market at 42?
I think it's just gonna be like 40 and a half, 41, just so he's more than Garrett, so he feels good about that.
For at least for 6 months, he's the highest paid edge rusher. Is that what we're
Yeah,
thinking?
before Parsons and Hendrickson get more than him somehow.
Somehow? All
Yep,
right.
somehow, some way.
I can probably live with that. I could probably live with that. But at the end of the day, I do think he is worth signing, especially now with our addition to that room in Mr. Sawyer and hoping that Mr. Herbig takes another huge step. I think that we're going to have a very, very formidable man edge rusher. Now,
Right. I
That
wanted to
is
something. Did you see PFF's top 32 edge rushers? There's three guys from the Steelers who made that list.
really.
Yep.
Who are they?
Watt was third, Highsmith was 13th, and then Herbig just made it 32.
Herbert come in at the last on 32.
Yeah, they said they dinged him for run defense. I think it was.
They dinged him for run defense.
Yeah, who cares about run defense? It's pass rusher.
Right, right. Hey, that's okay though. That's okay. 3 out of 32. That's pretty good. That means there's at least two teams out there that doesn't have a edge rusher.
Hmm.
Well, so far in OTAs though, the man of the hour, the gentleman who constant noise is nothing new to, the man who understands the nature of the NFL, the guy who has been around for a long time and just happy to feel wanted. Who else could I be talking about, Hijacker?
Uh, is it the reindeer? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, Santa's favorite little helper, is just soaking up OTAs with his little 1970s porn mustache out there looking like Mark Malone right now. I mean, it's kind of a little nostalgia feeling going on here. What do you think about all that?
Well, I like his answers that he's going to focus on football and ignore the constant noise, as he said it. If he can focus on football, bring his best version to the team, that's always great, even if Rodgers is going to show up to the team at some point.
Well, and by all indications, it definitely does look like he's going to show up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But at least for Rudolph right now, getting a little bit of extra reps, I think that's probably a good thing. He needs all he can get. And you want to know who else is getting reps right now?
Oh, who?
Cameron Johnston. Do you know who
Ooh.
he is?
He's the punter, right?
That's right. He's the punter. He's the guy we picked up last year that we thought was going to take us one step past Presley Harvin. Instead, he injures his ACL. He's done for the year, and we fall back on an old lefty, little southpaw, Corliss Waitman, who is still on the team, I may add. So it's kind of interesting to see Steelers taking two punters in right now. Both of them pretty good. Both of them can handle the job, but one could be potential trade bait.
Ooh. Possibly. I like both of them. It's a shame he went down with that fluke injury week one. I was really excited to see that guy.
Well, I think everybody was pretty excited to see him. But you know what? Corliss came on last year, and Corliss did not do bad. I find it hard to believe that Corliss has just been kind of a hired leg per se, jumping from team to team to team to team. But maybe he's the trade bait for Mr. Jonu Smith. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe, possibly, not sure.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, stay tuned, folks. We might end up finding out something more from our friend AI producer.
The Schefter
Now,
will give us a report, hopefully.
you think so? Scheffler give us a report? Scheffler gives
Yep,
a
always
report
trust
on
him.
everything. I'm so tired of hearing about Scheffler. But here's what I really want to talk about, guys. This is the latest news. And I've been sitting here really thinking about this, producer, listening to what everybody's had to say. And the latest is old Terry Bradshaw himself on the Rodgers Steelers saga. And did you see what he had to say?
Yeah, I did. He was calling it a joke. Here's what he said. That's a joke? That to me is just a joke. Bradshaw said, "What are you going to do? Bring him in for 1 year? Are you kidding me? That guy needs to stay in California. Go somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there."
You gotta love Terry, man. Coach you on some bark and whisper to the gods. Like he's the singer of the Doors, like they're all gonna go out there and do a little peyote together out there and make it all happen. But here's something that I really wanted to touch upon. There's been a lot said here lately about Tomlin and his ability to control the locker room and his lack of judgment when it comes to handling high profile players, aka our wide receiver room. And if you go back, starts with AB, then Martavius, then what was it, Juju, then it was Chase
Deontay, Claypool, actually.
Claypool. Yep. Then it was Deontay. Then it was George Pickens. I mean, all of those guys over the course of the last decade has been nothing but one head case after another and has brought a cancer into this locker room enough to where even small hands Kenny Pickett comes out and says didn't have really nothing nice to say about Pittsburgh, but said he learned a lot about the NFL from top to bottom by the 1 year he played in Philadelphia. If it just wasn't another slam to the Steelers saying that we don't know how to run our business or control a locker room. And now here we are. We're looking at bringing in, probably undeniably, the NFL's biggest head case.
He might be a head case. Who knows? We'll have to see. Rodgers is very outspoken, we'll have to say.
Very outspoken. So, again, we touched upon this last week, producer. I just want to do a little quick recap before we dig in a little deeper. Evidently, he doesn't have time to sign a contract. He doesn't have time for OTAs. And he's dealing with some personal issues. However, he does have time to sit down for anybody who asks him to sit on a podcast. He's got all the time in the world for podcasts and to tell them absolutely nothing except call out the media, express some conspiracy views. It's unbelievable. So I just kind of want to go over a little Aaron Rodgers drama in case most people have forgotten, just to kind of see where we are. Besides this last year of will he play or will he not play? How about in the uncertain future? Let's see here. Does anybody remember when Aaron Rodgers told the entire NFL back in 2020 that he had gotten a COVID shot and he was good to go?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
It's funny.
You think that's funny? Well, it was not only that it was funny, but then that was in August of 2021. Said he was immunized and that there's a lot of guys that haven't been vaccinated and it's a personal decision and he's not going to judge those guys. Only to come out in November 2021 that he wasn't immunized. He never
that's not cool.
COVID-19. He actually lied about it. But then, this is Mr. I don't know, granola tree hugging nature boy. Then he turns around and he's basically seeing a homeopathic doctor to raise his antibody levels. And at the same time, he's taking ivermectin, which was a drug intended to treat conditions caused by parasitic worms. Like he was some dog out there eating doo-doo in the backyard.
Yeah, I'm worried what drugs you're going to give me tonight.
You're worried about that, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So then he actually goes on the Pat McAfee show. Matter of fact, I like Pat McAfee. I think Pat makes me laugh, man. The whole show makes me laugh. It is a good show. It makes me laugh. But I think if Aaron signs, we've got to put a clause in there. No Pat McAfee show. Not during the season. I think he's got to be banned because that's where some of the most craziest things come off is on there. Now, at the same time after that, Rodgers got fined by the NFL. You know why he got fined from the NFL?
Did he diss the media or something?
No, he attended a Halloween event while being unvaccinated. You're laughing. You think I'm making this shit up?
It sounds like you are.
No, $15,000.
Oh, come on. That's rough, man.
It absolutely is rough. And because of that, he lost his sponsorship deal with Wisconsin-based healthcare organization Previa Health.
Well, if he's going to lie about his immunization, I guess that's only fair.
You think that's only fair?
Only
Well,
fair.
you're probably right. You're probably right. Now, what I love the most, though, is, he doesn't say too much about his family. Now, do you remember when his brother was on The Bachelorette?
Oh, yeah. I think he was feuding with his brother or something.
Well, he's got two brothers. He's got Jordan Rodgers, right?
Mhm.
And Luke. Both are of them his brothers. Both of them have publicly come out and said, "Hey, look, we're just not close to Aaron, you know." And there's some internal tension. And Aaron basically came out when Jordan Rodgers was on The Bachelorette. And by the way, I just want you to know he ultimately ended up winning that season and marrying Ojojo Fletcher in 2022, 5 years later. So it almost seems like there was a connection there and that they are kind of down to earth. And Aaron might be the one who's a little out there per se. However, the brothers do say that the family does love him and they wish the best for him, and Aaron says the same thing, but it seems just a little strange to be estranged from your family, man. I'm a huge family guy, and if you're struggling to have a connection with your family, who can you have a connection with?
Well, you do wonder how he can fit in that locker room if he can't even fit in with his own family.
That's a very good question. And a very good answer, because you want to know the other thing that I found out that he does have a relationship with, which we've
Woohoo.
all heard, is ayahuasca. When he went and took ayahuasca, he realized that he needed to love himself more. That was the problem. He needed to love himself more. And the ayahuasca brought that out in him, producer.
I need
Now,
some too.
you need some too. Do you need to learn how to love yourself?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that it?
maybe.
Maybe. All right, all right. Because, and let's face it, it's not like Rogers has had any problems being loved. Oh no, man. This guy, you want to talk about somebody needs to be on the Bachelorette. I mean, let's listen to this list. Jessica Zohar. Okay. How about Olivia Munn? By the way, Olivia Munn did try to help him get back together with his family because her too family is important, but that was unsuccessful. Then who did we have after that? Kelly Rohrbach. Again, nothing wrong. Danica Patrick. You know what Danica Patrick just came out recently and said?
I haven't fallen here personally.
Well, she personally came out and said that it was basically verbal abuse living with Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, that's tough.
Mental and verbal abuse. Not physical, but mental and verbal abuse. I mean, really, what could you do that you would even make you feel like that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably insulting her or something.
Probably insulting her or something. Well, let's just keep it at that, okay? Because then he went with Shailene Woodley. Remember that time? Shailene Woodley.
Mhm.
Now, at the same time, he had an appearance also on the on the Tonight Show, right? And then, or I'm sorry, Woodley had one on the Tonight Show, which then shortly after that, Rogers came out. Are you ready for this? Do you remember when Rogers went ahead and accused Jimmy Kimmel
Oh yeah.
of basically Jeffrey Epstein being on the
Oh, on that
150
list, right?
list? And Jimmy had to basically come out and say, "Are you kidding me? You put my family in danger? For what?" Because he made those comments on, guess whose show he made those comments on?
The Tonight Show or Pat
No,
McAfee.
the Pat McAfee show. Exactly. I mean, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So
Well, to me, it sounds like if we can just ban him from going on the Pat McAfee show, that could be the difference between him being a head case here or not.
I'm almost thinking that is exactly where we need to go. Because the biggest one now in 2024, he took the stance, even though he claims, now wait a minute, I never said that it wasn't, or how do I want to say it? Journalist Pamela Brown alleged in a CNN article that Rogers discussed conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook tragedy while covering the 2013 Kentucky Derby. Brown alleged that Rogers claimed that the shooting, in which a gunman killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, was an inside job orchestrated by the government. Now, was
Well,
he
that's
on?
quite the conspiracy theory he's got there.
Now, could he have been on mushrooms? Could he have been high on dope? Could he have
Maybe
been on ayahuasca?
I was.
You was? Did you
Yeah,
say that?
probably I'd say something like that.
Probably you'd say something
I
like
mean, he
that.
sounds like he's out of his mind or drugged out when he's saying this stuff.
Well, it really makes you wonder just what kind of head case Aaron Rodgers is. Because it's not only things that he's done in his past life, but you remember last year, that's one of the reasons Mike Williams ended up on our team, because he basically blamed Mike Williams for running a wrong route and what caused him to throw an interception against the Buffalo Bills.
Mhm. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. He doesn't take accountability, so he'll blame others for when he makes a mistake, which can be detrimental to a locker room.
Till he's detrimental. Till
Mhm.
he's detrimental. Absolutely. Now, DJ, you're right. Until he signs, who cares? I care. And here's the reason why. And this is the reason why I'm bringing all of this up. We have done a great job of clearing out the locker room of all the drama, all the cancer, all the bad ill and will. And here we are. Tomlin has a horrible track record of trying to contain any of these head cases. What makes us think that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to come in here, create one of the worst scenarios this team has ever seen, putting us into the history books as a laughing stock of the NFL, once a prideful, I may add, 6-time Super Bowl champion looking for the seventh, who, by the way, we should have had and only lost to Mr. Tree Hugger, Aaron Rodgers, because let's face it, that's his only claim to fame in the NFL in all reality. And
Mhm.
we're about ready to pick him up. Now, the question to ask, and I'm just going to leave it at this because this is a short one tonight. Is this what we really want? Is this what we've been waiting around for? Or is it time for us, the fans, to step up and tell the Roonies we're okay with what we have?
Well, we might have to settle for Rodgers, but it sounded like based on his concerns, it might be better just to give it to Will or Mason and just let him leave the tank till 26.
And who says that they would tank? Who says that we couldn't get a couple in there?
Well, I wouldn't say tank. I just say still win 8 or 9 games, as we always do.
8 or 9 games. I don't want to
Yep.
win 8 or 9 games. I'm either we're going in or we're just going to go ahead and see what we got in Will and hope for the best.
Hmm. Well, if you give it to the rookie rather than Rodgers with his player concerns, you might be better off at this point.
Might be better off at this point. Well, right now, I don't know if I think we're probably where we need to be. We have a nice, healthy OTAs going on, minus all the speculation. But at the end of the day, I hope if the Steelers really do have full lines of communication with Aaron Rodgers, and he is correct that he has been truthful and honest with us from day one, because there's nothing in his past shows that he's been truthful and or honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you're right. It can be deceiving at times. But,
It can be very deceiving.
Yep.
So
we also did a question earlier asking you if Rodgers, if he signs, would he play snaps in the preseason at all or not?
he'd have to. He absolutely would have to. Because if not, there's going to be no continuity with anybody on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. I would like to see him to get some preseason reps if he's going to play with us, instead of he's going to miss OTAs already probably at this rate. And then also there's another question, see if the Steelers are shopping for a playmaker, wide receiver, anybody like Jacoby Myers from the Raiders, a possibility.
No, I don't like Jacoby Myers from the Raiders.
Yeah, he's too much a slot guy. We already got that in Roman and a few other guys.
And he's been bounced around too often. I'm telling you, I like where we're at. I like the aura of the team right now. I just want to focus on the team. Let's get back to what wins championships, and that's a team atmosphere. No drama, no divas, no locker room garbage. None.
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't bring any into the locker room, even though I know Rodgers is coming, so we're kind of going to have to deal with this.
Well, we're probably right, and we're going to have to do this. I just hope that the Steelers know what they're doing and that the plan that they put forth at the beginning or the end of last year's offseason to now is going to pay dividends. Until that point, let's see how OTAs turn out. More importantly, Steelers Nation, thank you for tuning in. Producer, AI hijacker.
Yep.
Have a wonderful evening.
Yep, you too. Good night and careful in the hot tub.
Check back next week into the Steelers realm.